Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ernesto from Attaboy Cowboy, and today I want to talk about protein. I get a lot of questions from people about protein. They ask me, Doc, how much protein do I need? Are these protein bars good for me? Is protein powder good for you? Well, I take protein powder and protein shakes sometimes, but not because I need more protein. I take them because I use it as a meal replacement. If I'm really busy, if I don't have any time to go eat somewhere, or if I'm on a trip like this. Right now I'm in the Galapagos Islands, and I'm on Tortuga Bay on Santa Cruz Island, and these are the sea iguanas right behind me. They're totally chill. They don't move. I'm in Tortuga Bay. So that's why I wanted to talk about protein. A lot of times people ask me, what if I'm a vegan, or what if I'm a bodybuilder, or what if I'm a vegetarian? So let me tell you the basics about protein. There's basically 20 amino acids. 9 of those are essential, which means you need to have those. And the 11 are non-essential. And they're basically letters like A, B, C, D. And it is, I heard a scientist say that, think of them as Scrabble, and that's the best example you could think of. Your body gets these letters and it forms the chains of amino acids it needs. These chains could be thousands of letters long. It's almost like playing Scrabble, okay? So when you eat, let's say, a piece of pork or some celery or a potato or whatever, your body breaks them down into the molecules, okay? So they're all the way down to they're basically single letters. Then it combines them to make the proteins that you need. So it's a myth when people say, oh, you need to eat eggs or milk or beef or whatever. It doesn't matter. Your body gets the letter, and it doesn't say, oh, this is from a cow or this is from an apple. It doesn't. It just says, hey, I need an A, I need a C, I need a D, and it puts them together and it makes a chain. So actually the amino acid could be combined with pieces of meat, butter, apples, lettuce, whatever the body needs. So it doesn't matter. You don't need to be a vegan or a vegetarian or a meat eater to get the best protein. Your body is going to make whatever protein it needs based on what it needs. Basically, it's not going to go on what you ate. So it's a myth that you need to eat meat or animal products. You don't. You can be a vegan or you can be a vegetarian. It's just a matter of your preference, okay? Like, I like meat, it tastes good, but it's not necessary. So I don't eat it because it's not real good for the environment, and it does make you age much faster. So that's what you can consider when you're considering whether or not you want to eat the protein bars or the protein powders. So again, it's real interesting the way that the body works. So do you need to eat extra protein if you're exercising? The answer again is no, because you're going to get hungrier the more you exercise. You're naturally going to eat more. So you're going to get more calories. Now you say, well, yeah, but look at that guy. He weighs 400 pounds. He's a bodybuilder. Remember, whatever size you are, you're naturally going to eat more calories because you need the calories to sustain that size. Problem is that sometimes people are sustaining those calories by eating empty calories, soda, food that are not real healthy for you. So you're getting a lot of calories in a really small meal. So then you get really heavy. What you need to do is eat things that are nutritionally dense. Fruits, vegetables, legumes. Those are going to fill you up faster. You're going to get less calories. You're going to get all the nutrients you need because they have tens to sometimes thousands of times more nutrients. So you're going to get all the nutrients you need. You're going to be healthier, but you're going to get leaner and more muscular. You're going to get more protein in that stuff. You're going to get everything you need. So you don't need to eat extra because you're bigger. You eat extra because your body needs it to survive. So if you're a bodybuilder and you're like all buff, then yeah, you're going to be hungry. You're going to need to maintain that muscle. So you're naturally going to eat more. You don't need to start eating a bunch of steaks and all that stuff. That's a myth, but people do. It's really hard to believe because we've been taught this stuff about protein for so long, but this is just a fact. This is all over the internet. It's all scientific. So it's a myth that you need to overdose on protein to be big. Big people naturally eat more. They naturally get more protein. It's just a matter of focusing on quality food, which is going to make you leaner, more stronger versus heavy. You're going to get heavier if you eat low quality food. The other thing that people will tell me, well, how do you know you're getting enough protein? All right, so just to give you an example, we use the RDA, which is kind of like the medical and scientific standard of how much protein a person needs. You need about 40 grams of protein a day. That's what a typical person needs. Now, how much do the average Americans get? 80. So most people get double. You don't need extra protein. You don't need to say, hey, I'm going to eat extra protein powder. I'm going to eat extra eggs because I'm bodybuilding, or I'm this. You really don't don't need it. Most people get double. Now, sometimes people will say, well, hey, what if I'm bodybuilding? Don't I need extra protein? Yeah, you probably do. But again, you're taking double, so you're not gonna really need it. And the other thing is, if you're eating a varied diet every day, a variety of foods, you're gonna get all the different amino acids that you. Now, animal proteins do tend to be complete, which means they have everything. Then yes, you are gonna be deficient because one might be high in like lysine, another one might be high in like glutamine. So when you eat a variety, let's say you eat rice and beans, or beans with any other type grains like barley or something like that, that's a complete protein. You're gonna get all 20 of the amino acids you need so your body could build it into the proteins that it needs. Again, another thing is, let's say you're swimming or you're bodybuilding or lifting weights or doing CrossFit. When you exercise, you get hungrier, you eat more protein. Remember, everything has protein: nuts, beans, lettuce, tomatoes, apples, papaya, everything. Every living thing has protein in it. So that means everything has amino acids. So you don't need to eat meat. You can eat plants, fruits, vegetables, beans, whatever. Everything has amino acids. And like I said, your body is gonna digest it. It's gonna break it down to single molecules, and those molecules, the components, are gonna be combined to make the amino acid chains that are necessary to build the proteins your body is in need of, whether that be for nails, hair, eyes, skin, muscle tissue, whatever. If you bodybuild, you're gonna get hungrier, which means you're gonna ingest more calories. And when you eat more calories, you get more protein. So if the average person's eating 80 grams on a typical diet, and let's say you eat 2,500, 3,000, 4,000 calories, then you're gonna get twice as many. I'm 6'2", 200 pounds. I measured how many calories I eat. I eat between 3,000 and 4,000 calories a day. The average is around 2,000. So if the typical person eats about 80 grams of protein a day, I'm eating about 160 grams of protein a day without trying to stack up on protein powders, protein bars, eggs, steaks, whatever. And I eat a vegetarian diet. Now, what is the best protein source you can eat? In my opinion, and many scientists, they say it's beans, legumes. They have a lot of different proteins. You just want to make sure you eat it with the grains so you complete it, like with rice or barley or millet, something like that. That'll make it a complete protein source. I tend to eat beans every day, and that's why I get a lot of protein, and I'm a muscular man. I eat pinto beans, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, red beans, whatever I can get, and then I eat a lot of grains. I'm not a big fan of rice. It doesn't have a real high nutritional content, so I eat a lot of barley, millet, spelt, different stuff like that. I do eat rice sometimes, but not a lot. And I eat Ezekiel bread. That has a lot of ground up beans and rice. It has a lot of grains in it. So I get most of my protein. And if I'm traveling like right here and I don't want to spend a lot of money, like the Galapagos Islands can be costly, I'll bring protein powders, protein bars, but I typically try to avoid them because they're processed. So they have stuff I do not want in my diet. Now, if you're a child or you have children, what do they need? Well, parents will ask me, Doc, don't they need double? No. People need about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. If you're a child, you need about 0.9 to 1.9 grams per kilogram. So it's not much different. And like I said, most people eat about double the protein they need. So you don't really need to make an extra exception for protein for children because they're already getting double. So now what happens with all that extra protein people get? Well, it gets converted to fat. You can't store protein. Your body can store fat. Look at your stomach, or look at, my neck here or whatever. We store fat, but proteins cannot be stored. So what happens at the end of the day, your body breaks down the protein or the molecules from the protein that you made, stores it as fat, alcohol, or different things like that in your body. So amino acids get broken down. A lot of it just goes unused. It becomes body fat. So if you're taking excessive amounts of protein and you're already eating double the protein you typically need, you're just gonna get heavy. That's typically what happens to me when I'm at home. I eat too many protein shakes because I'm busy, I'm working a lot, and I'm not taking the time to eat meals. I start to gain body weight. Travel and I take the time to eat, and I'm not taking protein bars or protein shakes, I lose weight. So in general, if you eat protein bars and protein shakes, you're gonna gain weight, and it's not gonna be body weight. It's gonna be fat because, again, you're eating double the protein you typically eat. If you're going into a keto diet or an Atkins diet, or you're doing something like that, going way, way beyond the protein needs that you need, and that's gonna make you age fast. It's gonna make you lose weight in the short term because you go into ketosis, but it's not healthy to be in a sustained, long-term ketosis to your body. You're gonna age faster. So whenever you stop that, you're just gonna gain all the weight back. Recommend those types of diets either. They're not healthy for you. You age faster, and you're more prone to develop different types of cancer if you eat that. So thank you for listening, and from Turtle Bay, Galapagos Islands, this is Dr. Ernesto. Thank you. Goodbye.